Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Colleen from Bakes and Blenders, and this is Ben. Today,
No, Wario.
I'm sorry, this is Wario today. We're going to be making these adorable gluten-free marble cupcakes with vanilla frosting. Let's get started. All right, before we get started with our gluten-free marble cupcakes, we need to weigh our mixing bowl.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not Ben today. I'm Wario. Well, yeah, Mewtwo's not here today, so I'm here. So finally, you made me into Wario. Now what I'm into.
So you want to know how much your bowl weighs? That way, when we divide the batter, you can get an accurate measurement. So just write that on a scrap of paper and set that to the side. So we're going to get started by mixing our liquid ingredients. So we've got our milk and our eggs.
Yeah, because I love eggs. Yep, I am.
Ooh!
That's part
Thank
of baking, getting messy, right?
That is part of baking, getting messy. Okay, and then we need our vanilla.
Which I love vanilla.
Vanilla's delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We have.
Okay. You want to hold this?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, hold that.
I will dump it in that too.
Okay, go ahead and dump it.
That smells delicious.
That does smell delicious.
In milk, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't even see the vanilla.
Okay, now we're gonna whisk our wet ingredients.
I will do it.
Let me get started, I'll give you.
I'm super fast.
Okay, now whisk gently, you don't want to splash.
Yeah, because that's not good. I do it like this. Look how good I was.
All right, and now we're just gonna set that aside.
Yeah, we can go on its way though.
That's right.
Well,
Now
today.
we are going to sift together all of our dry ingredients.
Yeah, that way we have that right there.
So I'm using King Arthur flour, measure for measure, gluten-free flour. It's my favorite, well, pretty much the only gluten-free flour I use. And it's been a really great substitute for all-purpose. Okay, give it a little shake. But you don't have to get all of it first. There you go.
I have to sift it.
Now we're going to add our sugar.
It is yummy.
Sugar is yummy. So have you both it here. Perfect. Now Ben asked a good question. Why do we sift it? For two reasons. One, to remove any lumps, because who wants a lumpy batter?
Yeah, like because there will be air bubbles, which are not tasty in cupcakes.
That's right. Okay, now we're adding baking powder and salt.
Salt.
But we also sift our ingredients to lighten them up and get a little bit of air incorporated in them.
Forgot my name is Wario.
That's right, Wario. I'm so sorry. And whenever I have these large bits, large sugar granules left over, as long as it's just a little bit, I just chuck them.
But I can have them.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so let's get started making our cupcake batter. All right, we're gonna first get started by just mixing our dry ingredients together on a low speed. Once it's combined, we're gonna start adding butter, 1 tablespoon at a time. Okay, now we're gonna scrape it down. It's important to scrape your bowl down very frequently so that none of your ingredients get stuck on the bottom.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm getting Pokemon Game Factory today. Well, later today.
All right, now with the mixer on low, you're gonna add about 3/4 of your liquid mixture. All right, now once it's combined, you want to bump the speed up to a medium for about 1 minute. All right, and you'll see it is nice and light and fluffy. Go ahead and scrape your bowl down. All right, and once again, we're gonna put our speed up to a medium-high speed, and we're going to carefully drizzle in the rest of our liquid. And as soon as that's combined, we're gonna scrape the bowl down yet again. All right, and we are gonna finish this off with just a short 15-second burst of a medium-high speed. All right, so our batter is done, and now we're going to measure the bowl to find out how much batter we have so we can divide it into 2 equal portions. Alexa, what is 49.87 minus 27.3? What is Alexa, what is 22.57 divided by 2? Okay, so I am going to be dividing my 2 batters into about 11.3 ounces of batter each. Now over here, I've got some melted chocolate that I'm going to be folding in to my batter. So I'm going to measure out 11.3 ounces. And I'm just going to gently fold the chocolate and the batter together. You don't want to knock out all of that air you've incorporated, and you also don't want to make the cake tough. Although it is a gluten-free flour, so you can't really develop any gluten. And if you do have a little helper, like Ben, you can give them the spatula with the melted chocolate. Once your 2 batters are ready, we're going to divide them into our cupcake tin. I like to use 2 different tablespoons and then a little spoon for each one to scoop the batter out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate between the chocolate and vanilla. So some cupcakes will be more chocolatey, some will be more vanilla-y. It takes about 3 tablespoons, 3 to 4 to fill a cavity. So let's get started. So, interesting fact. I was checking my phone today and it reminded me that 1 year ago today I was making gluten-free biscuits for the same friend that I'm making these cupcakes for. So today seems to be like a good day for gluten-free baking. And if you are not gluten intolerant, you can make these with regular all-purpose flour. This recipe is based off of my coffee cake layer cake recipe, which is just a yellow cake recipe. I will put a link for that in the description box below in case you're interested. Alright, now I'm just going to give them a little tap just to kind of help settle the batter. Now we need to give it a little bit of swirl. You got to be careful since these are cupcakes. You don't want to mess up the paper cases. Just a little bit of a swirl. And this is also great for leveling out the batter. So as I filled, I would either do about 3 heaping tablespoons of batter or 4 scant tablespoons of batter. It can be difficult to keep these cupcakes particularly even, seeing as you don't have a great way of measuring it. But that's my best bet. All right, now we're gonna bake these. Okay, so now we are going to make the vanilla frosting, and this is my basic vanilla American buttercream frosting. It is a fantastic recipe, especially for beginner bakers. We're going to start by creaming some butter on a medium speed. You can do this in a stand mixer if you want, but I'm lazy and I don't want to clean my bowl, so I'm using a hand mixer. Now the longer you beat it, the lighter, fluffier, and more white your butter will become. And you just want to beat it though for about 3 to 5 minutes.
Is that butter?
This is butter. Now we're gonna add, well, it's gonna be frosting. We're gonna add about 1/3 of our sugar.
And then sew it.
And
Vanilla. Can I
our vanilla. Yes, you hold this. It's very powerful. All right, I'm gonna get started. Now you wanna start on a low speed and then work up so that the sugar doesn't go everywhere. All right, so you're gonna mix until it's smooth and creamy. And now we're gonna do another addition of sugar. Now adding the sugar in batches helps give it time to dissolve so you don't have a gritty frosting.
You don't want gritty frosting.
And then we're just going to add a pinch of salt, and that helps cut down on the sweetness.
Yeah, you don't want super sweetness or your guys will eat the whole thing.
Another scrape down. And we're also going to add a little bit of milk. I usually use cream, but milk works just fine too. And then mix. All right, we are gonna scrape down and see how we feel about the consistency. We're just gonna give it one final mix. All right, and I am going to be using a 2D tip right now. It's one of my favorites. And we're gonna practice a few different piping techniques. So this one is my favorite, and it's just a little rosette. So when I don't wanna do a lot of frosting, this is my go-to. And it's just a simple little swirl. But if you want a lot of frosting, do that. Now as you go, if you go slowly, you're gonna get these gorgeous ruffles, which I personally love. Now we can also try doing this large open star. So we're gonna do a similar swirl as our big one. There you go, classic swirl. Now you can also, if you want, pipe a blob in the center first and work your way around that to give you an even more stable swirl. Totally optional. And we can also try doing a pretty blob. So you're gonna hold your piping bag up and right in the center, just squeeze until you get a nice, like that. Personally, I prefer a little bit more coverage, but that's another classic option. There you have it. All right, look at how these delicious cupcakes came out. They're so adorable. Now, I just got my braces tightened, so I don't want to bite into anything right now. But Ben, I'm sorry, Wario, would you like to?
Yeah, I'm going to try some. If it lets me open it.
Do you need help?
Nope, I got some muscles.
Okay.
Too slowly.
What do you think?
Good.
Is that good? Oh, look at that. It's so soft. We got that beautiful swirl of chocolate and vanilla.
Yeah.
Nice vanilla frosting.
It really is more better with that frosting.
Yeah, it's good with the frosting.
As for the cake itself is good on the bottom, and that cake is good.
That's awesome. Okay, if you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. If you tried it, make sure to leave a comment. Heck, if you just want to try it, leave us a comment and tell me what you're excited about the recipe, what you're gonna try first. Okay, well if that's all, you have a great day. Give us a like, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you back with another video.